When, as an example, when you engage in a relationship with another human, both of these dimensions of you are there. There is the dynamic you, the sense of me, the ego, that is always feeling either some desire in the body or mind, having expectations, is waiting, hoping to become complete. It has all these energies running, and suddenly someone appears. That relationship that is on behalf of that you can only be as stable as that you, if you're following me. Let's say we just call the ego your sunglasses. The relationship that is based on the color of your sunglasses will only be as stable as those sunglasses, meaning they can fall off, they can break, they can stop matching with some things. And again, once again, as I'm saying this, it's nothing wrong, but I want you to see the difference, that there is an unstable you, which is beautiful, a beautiful experience to have. The dynamic self, the changing self, the unique self, the ever expressing, ever changing self. It's perfect that it's here, but if you take it to be you, your relationships will be as stable as that you. One day, it will feel like, oh, I'm completed by this person. The next day, this person is not completing me anymore. Maybe I still stay because of fear. But from this part of you, relationships are like that. Then there is the other part and everything in between. But now we go to the extreme. There is the deepest you, which does not really create these kinds of bonds. It's just there. It has a relationship to everything and nothing. It's just there. Experiencing, listening, seeing, taking in, observing. And when this dimension of you starts to become integrated in your sense of self, meaning that your sense of self is no longer only the dynamic I, the changing I, but it includes this being that I cannot describe and neither can you, but it's still here watching this session. When your identity, when your sense of self includes this you, it brings stability, it brings strength, it brings freedom. And it also brings a sense of already being complete. It brings a sense of being one with whoever or whatever the relationship is towards. Then, from that sense of self, there is a very different relating possible. Suddenly, a relationship is not about fulfilling you anymore because you're complete. There is nothing lacking. The question does not make sense. There is that person or thing or place or country, whatever your relationship is towards, is not there only to complete you. The ego wants things to feel complete. but your actual self. Do not go into relationship to complete itself. Because you are complete. There is nothing lacking. So the relationships that are experienced from this more all-encompassing sense of self is not to complete you, but to share experience, to share this existence, to share this adventure. Of course, a part of that is that you have a needy self. That's just a small part of what you are. So, what I'm pointing towards is that as you explore and start to integrate this dimension of self, which we do in these sessions, there is a whole other quality coming into relationships. One where you move from being interested in what the relationship can do for you towards a more the celebration of having each other. And this is not a new discovery, because if you look at what marriage means, what they actually ask in front of the altar is, do you take this person to be your whatever in good and bad times? Can your ego say yes to that? Your ego cannot. That's exactly what we just talked about. Your ego can say, tomorrow I'm going to practice this, and tomorrow it won't. And if it does many times, it's because of fear. It's not because of love. The ego cannot promise something like that. The sense of me that wants things all the time cannot promise, cannot honestly say yes to that question. But something else in you can. Something in you, if included in that moment, as you watch someone in the eyes, you can see in that moment that, yes, I will be sharing my life with you. No matter how much I, on the surface, like you or hate you, that part of us can commit.